one thing and fry it.
That's how it works,
like,
though.
Julia.
That's how it works.
Come on, Julia. Come on,
Alright,
Julia.
you want to do this interview with your mask on or your mask off? Let's do mask off since we got like the wind and everything out here.
I'm too observant. That's the
Nah, you are. We make sure to get tested once a week. Well,
not
Juice
that.
Jones,
No, not
I get
that.
tested once a week. Nah, I got you. Wait, move closer.
Oh.
This is a 24 millimeter, so that's perfect.
Oh,
There's some great lighting on you.
Yeah.
Okay, so what do the words "I am enough" mean to you? Just make sure to talk out loud.
Yes, okay. So I guess it means like just having a very good awareness of self and knowing who you are and being comfortable and okay with that.
Yeah.
And also being aware that sometimes the best way to, not even the best way, I guess, knowing who you are sometimes means that you have to let people go and being okay that you just have to be like, hey, listen, if you don't like me for me, then fuck you. and that's the ultimate goal, I guess, in life. And then I guess sometimes it comes with age. I guess now I'm in the 30s, I'm more fine with being like, okay, you don't like what I do, you don't like what I say, that's fine. Even more so, I guess, on social media, because this pandemic has caused me to be like, all right, unfollow.
Yeah, I've seen that from a lot of people actually this year. Would you say were there some relationships that I wouldn't say you regret, but you had to question due to this pandemic in terms of like understanding your self-value and that you are enough, and that unfollowing them on social media doesn't mean unfollowing them in real life?
Yes, very much so, because I think I posted this on Facebook as a joke, but I was being low-key serious, and people I don't think realized I was being serious, where I said some of your white friends don't like black people, they just like you, and I was high-key targeting that at a lot of my friends at CUA. A lot of the white friends that I had, being like, hey, I was like, this is really for you, I just want to let you know. And so I did have to follow a few people where I was like, I was like, I'm getting tired of you, so I'm just gonna let this one go.
Yeah.
And if we meet in person, it's a hey, how are you? But like, I realized that most of those people I'm never gonna see in person, so it didn't matter. So I was like, I don't see you. I was like, the last time I saw you was in college, so I guess I'll be fine letting you go. I was like, we don't. The only thing you're good for is a happy birthday on Facebook. So
I've heard that so much.
And the older I get, the less I get of those. So I'm fine.
Okay. At what point in your life did you realize you were enough? Was there like a monumental moment or pivotal moment where you were like, you know what? Who I am, who my mom raised me to be, and everything that I've gone through, there's value in that. And there's value in myself, and I need to work on that instead of seeking it outside of myself.
I don't know if I have fully mastered that yet.
I mean, it's not a master class, just like one experience. You feel me?
I feel like I guess it would have happened when I was 26, I think, because I feel like. I know it wasn't definitely during high school or college, because I feel like college I was trying too hard to be the opposite of who I was in high school.
Yeah.
Because in high school I was very quiet, I was very shy, and I was like, allowed others to think for me, and then in high school I was like, I'm gonna do better. Yeah. And then I think I end up following the wrong people in some senses, but I don't want to name names. And then I think when I turned 26, I had a job where I left Apple to do like work at a tech startup, and then shortly thereafter I got laid off, and then I went on this like amazing trip to Mexico City and thought like, oh, I had my life figured out, but I couldn't find a job for like 7 months after that. Like no one was like looking, no one was hiring, and I was like losing a lot of myself. I was like, am I just not good at anything anymore? And so I think that was when I was like listen, just chill, let me just chill out. This is a very interesting opportunity where I'm not gonna have this adult time of not working for a very long time. And I think shortly thereafter, I think I ended up doing free work for, I'm trying to remember, I know the name of the company, was it Noir B&B? I think I did free work for them. And then I shortly thereafter after doing that, I got the job at IMF. So it's like, okay. So I think it was just like, I just had to like take a breath and be like, listen, this is the last time I probably will in my adult life have this free time to just do my own thing, even though the bills are piling up. But I think that was when I finally kind of was like, okay, just take a break. Like you're being too hard on yourself, and I know that's my biggest problem, is that I don't think anyone else can be more mean to me than I can. And I'm aware of that very fully, and I think that's what I'm more aware of, is that there's nothing no one else can say about me that really hurts me anymore. It's most of the time it's what I'm saying about myself that really fucks me. And I can say a lot, so I think that's what I got to work on the most, is just be like, let me just turn off for a second. And that's a lot harder said than done, but I think what I've been practicing a lot is being creative helps. So photography, things like that. Since I think one of the biggest lesson I learned during this pandemic was that I put a lot of my mental health on the fact that I could travel and get away at a moment's notice. And since I couldn't travel, I felt like a lot of my mental health started tumbling down, being like, I just need to get out of here. I just need to get out of here. I just need to get out of here. And even last week, I had a moment where I was just like, if I don't get out of here, I don't know what I'm going to do. And then I just started to remind myself, like, let me just be creative and do something else and not solve it, I guess.
How are you when it comes to your inner voice? Like, when your inner voice is tripping or saying the wrong things, do you sometimes check yourself?
I either check myself or I find a way to turn it off by doing something else. Luckily enough, I think there's been a good amount of content this year that has come out where I'm like, I don't have to think too loudly. I think a lot of nerdy stuff has come out in the past couple years, whether it be like, I'm trying to think of what started off the year that allowed me to turn off for a little bit. I think it was like Umbrella Academy season 2.
That was such a great show. Season 1 and 2.
Season 1 and 2. And season 2, I think, did such a good job of talking about mental health that I didn't have to worry about mine. But I was like, oh, look at this growth. I can achieve this.
They're just slipping it in all the shows.
Yeah, I was like, all these characters are going through huge growths. Like, I mean, every single one of them went through like a huge growth. And I was like, good for them. Maybe I should work on mine. And then I think after that, I didn't watch The Boys, but I need to get into it. But then I think another show that was also good about mental health, surprisingly, was Ted Lasso. And I didn't expect that show to be as good as it was. And I think the weird thing is that every single show I've watched last year, one episode made me cry.
I thought I was the only one. And like each episode that like would make you cry or like stir emotion, you would have like a real moment of like, where the fuck is this coming from?
Yeah, really.
And then you really gotta like think about like, all right, so outside of the show, what did that remind me of?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because like, there was this random things. Like I think the Ted Lasso episode, he was having a moment where he was in the middle of a divorce and he like went out to go to a party and had like a full-on panic attack.
Yeah.
And I was like in tears for no good reason. I was like, I'm single. I don't even have these problems. What am I crying for? But I was just like, I feel for this man so much right now. And then some of it was real shit, and then some of it was trivial, like The Mandalorian.
I still got to watch that show. I hear about it from everybody.
It's so good, but they would Luke, like, I don't want to spoil it, but I feel like I have to talk about it. There was
just talk about the moment.
There was a moment where, like, I guess in the last episode, Skywalker kind of like appeared, and my like nerdy heart was like exploding. That I was like literally in tears, like, oh my god, it's Luke. And then at the end, I guess the Mandalorian ended up giving away the baby Yoda to Luke, and I was just like bawling my eyes. I had to pause the episode and cry for like 5 minutes before I could rewatch it.
Wait, are you saying the same? You too? No, that's not that. No, it's not. It's the moment.
I'm sorry.
Wait, were you gonna watch the show? I was thinking about getting Disney Plus too. It's cool though. It's an honest moment. We respect you, sister. No, okay.
It just had me in tears for like 5 minutes. And it was just a very weird thing to me.
Did you bring your camera with you?
I just my phone.
Would you mind taking photos of us? Because you take really nice photos.
Yeah,
like, I'm glad that after you and I met up in DC that one day after we did the protest, that we really got to like sit down and catch up, because like
very random.
it was, but it meant a lot to me, because I was like, I was sitting there and I was like, man, I missed Jalil.
It was very weird. I was like, I haven't spoken to anyone in a long time, and then I literally walk out of work, and then like I just see you walking by. I was like, that can't be. This is what happens. I was like, there's a 50% chance I could be wrong. I mean, I was like, yesterday I took a picture of a person, I posted a thing on my Instagram who I thought was someone I knew. It wasn't. But I was like,
that's a new friend now. Now you got a new friend. That's how it works.
I can embarrass myself. I was like, who cares? No one knows me. I'm in a mask.
Well, before this interview is up, I just want to let you know that you're enough, bro. I'm proud of you. I can't wait to put this up. That was a great interview. I'm going to stop this now.